rapper. He's a singer.
This is recording, by the way.
Okay.
People won't know who you're talking about now.
He is a singer, though. He's not a rapper.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella.
Make sure you get all them sponsors in.
All about the sponsors. Ross. I'm joined by WBC Cruiserweight Champion. I think it's the first time I've introduced you as a world champion.
Yes.
Tony Bellew.
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Life's good, isn't it?
Great.
Life's good. So I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm fit and fat, and I'm looking forward to getting back to work.
Have you got over the euphoria of Goodison Park?
I'll never get over it. It'll live with me forever. I only have to go to me skybox and push play, and then I keep finding myself in tears every time I watch it. So it's just greatest night of my career, and it's sad. It's not sad, but it's crazy to say that because my career's at its highest point now. But that was my defining night. That was my defining moment of my career. I've got more great nights in me, but I'll never ever surpass that night at Goodison Park. Believe you me, the greatest night of my whole career.
I mean, talking to you off camera earlier on, you said that you're very unlikely to ever fight at Goodison Park again. Is that the reason why? Because you don't believe that night specifically can be topped?
I believe that ultimately, yes, I can't top that night. I can never touch anything on that night. It's just, I can't explain to you how much pressure was on me, KUGAN. Fighting somebody and in the back of your mind thinking, I've grown up at Goodison Park, I've been going there since I was a kid. So the thought of not being able to go back to Goodison Park ever if I lose this fight, and I wouldn't have. Now that was nothing to do with fans or the club, that's just my personal pride. That's the shame I would have had because I told everyone I was going to become world champion. And if I wouldn't have done it on that night, I wouldn't have went back to Goodison Park. So I'd have been a typical armchair fan after that. So it is what it is, mate. I can't explain to you the kind of pressure I felt. It's unbelievable.
We understand that you'll probably fight in October.
We do understand.
We do understand, according to Mr. Hearn.
Okay.
Obviously, opponent-wise, when you won the world title, there was a lot of talk about the potential David Haye fight.
Yeah. I'm still here.
You're still there. Where are you as in regards to opponent? We've seen you and BJ Flores get very vocal on
He's just
Twitter.
Talking nonsense. He just annoys me. So I'm not even going to give the nightclub or any kind of entertainment. Just put him in his box and leave him there for now. In an ideal world, I would like to unify the division. My next fight will be Denis Lebedev in an ideal world, but the shame is we do not live in an ideal world. So, you know, it would have been Denis Lebedev and then the bitch next. So, but like I say, we don't live in an ideal world. So I'm going to have to make a defence in October because my dream was to win the WBC title, and then another thing is winning it and then defending it. And then, you know, we'll see where it leads to. I do like the Marius Paredes fight. He's my mandatory, so, you know. And I do like, you know, some of the other fights out there. I love the Lebedev fight. I take Lebedev apart and I stop him late. So,
where does Drods come into all this?
I'm not even going to entertain him. So, we need to find out the actual facts behind Zod's absence from boxing. The actual facts. Because no one gets an injury for 2 years. I fight for a belt and then all of a sudden you're well again. Doesn't happen. So we need to find out the facts of Zod's injury. And I won't be entertaining him. There's a problem in Russia.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate on that anymore? Or?
Just told you, there's a problem in Russia. What do you want me to do? Well, look at the TV.
Okay, let's talk about just the potential opponents, like I said, you could have as a first defence.
Yeah.
I know you just said you don't want to talk about it, but I do want to talk about you and BJ Flores.
I just want to talk about him for you. He's done nothing. He hasn't done nothing to earn a shot at a world championship, has he? He hasn't done. All he's done is follow me round like the nightclub whore that he is. He's constantly in nightclubs. He's constantly partying with his bitch mate. He's on his back. I swear to God, I'm sure he just goes on in David's pocket. And David, I think it's time we had another picture. And now it passes. David, we better get another picture. Can we get a couple of girls in this time? David, can we go to this strip club? David, can we get this nightclub? You know, it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. Stop talking and stop following me. You turned up at the movie premiere Creed. Why you was there, I don't know. You wasn't invited. No one wants to know you. You've been calling me name for quite a while now, before I fought the other fella for the second time. He's just been calling me name. You got your shot at Bellew and you failed. Simple as that. If you would have beat Bellew, I'd have said, you know what, let's do something. There's two big moments. One against Danny Green, who was about 50 when he fought him, and the second against Bellew. He's failed on both occasions. Now, he talks a great game, and I've been said this about me many a time, but I deliver. Simple.
So is it a possibility on your list for October or not?
It looks like it is, doesn't it? It does look like a possibility, but like I say, if I had an ideal world, it wouldn't be happening. But it's not an ideal world, and I need to defend this belt, and this mouthpiece, who's probably in a club as we speak, just keeps bringing my name up. He needs to just shut up.
And where are
Sitting
you?
there looking at me, Cougs,
Where are you?
As if I'm not speaking the truth. You know what he's about, Cougs.
I've met him a couple of times.
Yeah, you've seen him in these places, have you or have you not? You've seen him in the places I've mentioned, Cougs. You've seen him there. So you're looking at me as if to say it's something that's wrong. It's the truth. Sometimes people don't like the truth. If you don't like the truth, don't listen. But that's the truth. I'm telling you what he is. He's a fame-hungry whore. I don't fight for fame. I fight for the prize. I fight for belts and I fight for money. I don't fight to be famous. I hate being known. I'd rather just be in an office making great money and no one know who I am. But the fact is, I'm not very clever. I'm not very good, so I can't go in the office, because what the fuck am I going to do in an office? So I have to get in the boxing ring and have a fight, because that's what I'm good at.
Where do you stand on the David Haye situation then? Is that...
I've told you that how many times he's making a mockery of British boxing. It's ridiculous. As a person, David's okay. I rate David as a fighter. He's a brilliant fighter. One of the biggest pound-for-pound punchers in the world at the moment. He's exceptional at what he does. But he's taking the piss. The last two guys he's fought, he wouldn't hire as sparring partners. The last two guys he's fought, I am not shitting you, and I say this purely and honestly, I would smash the two of them in the space of 3 rounds between them, one after the other. Cougs, let's just take this into consideration. He done that guy with a jab. KUGAN, you could take a jab.
Talking about Arnold Gozaj.
Whatever his name was, the Cobra. Jesus Christ, it was more like the worm, they should have called him. The maggot. He took a jab and he went down, Cougs. He's fighting the former heavyweight champion, former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, and he's going down off a jab. And this is being screened live on TV. I hear about events like this in the books that I read. I read like backdoor fights in Mexican clubs or something like that. That's where them kind of fights happen, or they happen on unlicensed shows. That's where them fights happen. People go down off jabs in like white collar fights. This fella is fighting the former heavyweight champion of the world, and he's going down off a jab. Do you deem that acceptable in today's market, KUGAN? Do you deem that acceptable? Boxing News didn't deem it acceptable. They said it's a disgrace on the front page. All the media and journalists there said it was a disgrace. Why is he doing it, Cougs?
So what is the potential?
No, Cougs, why?
What is the I'm asking you the questions. What?
I know, I'm answering your questions, and I'm asking you, but why is he...
He's just trying to reel me into something.
I'm asking you, why is he doing it? Do you want to know why he's doing it? He's doing it for money. He's not doing it to please fans. Because you know, and he comes out with this other one, my shows are events. They're not events. They're not events. Stop it. Stop it now. Events are sold out things. Events are where you can't even buy a seat, and if you do buy a seat, you're going to pay treble the odds, treble the face value. They're not events, mate. You're giving tickets away. Stop taking the piss. Stop telling lies. Events are the kind of things that bleed. Now Joshua does. Joshua versus Dylan White, that was an event. Me versus the other fella was an event, the rematch. The first fight even, they sell out in a day. You know, Quig Frampton, that's an event. Where it's completely sold out. It's Bum of the Month Club with this fella. and I very rarely use that phrase. I've never used that phrase in boxing, bum, because I think it's insulting and I think it's degrading to people. But them two fellas weren't even fit to take that title. That's my opinion on David.
So can you see Haye Bellew happening next year?
I don't know, it's up to him. I want it to happen, we'll see where it goes. Listen, I'm under no illusion, I'm not going out there and saying I'll beat David Haye 10 out of 10. You see, I get in the ring with him, I cop him clean, he's going. I don't give a shit what you say or who says it. I hit him on the chin, he's going. But at the same time, if he hits me, I'm going too. I'm under no illusion. So it's going to be about who wants it most. And believe you me, I want it a lot more than him, because I don't fight for just money. That's not all that's on my mind. Ultimately, this is prize fighting. We fight for a check, but that's not what's on my mind when I get in the ring. That's all that's on his mind. And that's the fight it is. That's not the person I am. I want the best fights and the biggest fights out there possible. I want to try and leave a legacy that Tony Bellew was here, boxing was at its highest point in this country. I want to leave my mark on British boxing. I'm fighting that tart, that bitch, that will leave my mark on British boxing.
He probably will fight Shannon Briggs next. What's your thoughts on that?
I think Shannon Briggs is a great guy, and I think he's brilliant personality for boxing. But the fact that he's near 60 is just, it says all you need to know, doesn't it? Brilliant fighter in his prime, in his heyday. Really was a top fighter. He's still quite dangerous now, to be honest. He's got a few little moves on him, but the timing and the movement from it is a little bit worrying, and it worries me. I'm going in with David Haye because someone could get really hurt, and I don't think it's going to be David, and that's probably why he's fighting him. You stop fucking around with that camera, Cougs, and just do the interview.
Yeah, I'm just just checking something. Moving off you for a moment, if that's okay.
Oh, I'd love it to be nothing about me. Just ask me questions and I'll answer them. But you better hurry up because kids finish school soon.
Obviously,
and I won't even get to make the fucking fight if I don't turn up at that school.
Fair enough. It was announced that a massive fight for Brook against Gennady Golovkin last week.
Yeah, I'm made up for him. Got to see him today, spend a bit of time with him. Kel's in a good place, he's happy. And I'm made up for him, mate. I'm made up. If a lad deserves a big defining fight, it's him. He's had to wait round and say people's names when he shouldn't have had to as well, because he's that good of a fighter. He should just be able to go on his own name, but he's constantly being linked, he's piggybacking on Khan, or he's this and that. But Amir and Kel are two brilliant fighters, and they shouldn't have to piggyback on each other. They don't really need to, but it's just the way boxing's going now, and everyone loves domestic fights, and if you don't fight a big domestic fight, then you'll find that you have to go and fight some crazy challenges out there to get recognition. So it's just the way boxing's going. Boxing's kind of turning into a little bit of a circus and a freak show these days, the way it's being done and the way fights are being made. It's absolutely nuts, but I'm just made up for Kel. I'm really happy for him. He's got a big fight, this is his defining moment of his career. And he'll have felt this pressure going into the Sean Porter fight on away soil. So the pressure and the nerves and all that, he's been through this before. Now people can say that, against Porter he was this and that. Against Porter I think he was the underdog. He was on away soil and he was going in with a really feared fighter. Okay, we're talking about Gennady Golovkin now up at middleweight, and I'm not going out there and saying for 1 minute Kell Brook's a legitimate middleweight. No, he's not. But he's a more than legitimate light middleweight. Kell Brook has been killing himself at 147 for a long time. I know that because I've seen it firsthand. I've fought on the same bills with him. I've done weigh-ins with him. I've done press conferences with him. I've seen Kell Brook on a Wednesday press conference and he looks like he's lost quite a bit of weight, but he looked okay. And then I've seen him get to a Friday weigh-in and look ill, like a sick man. And I'm talking ill. And I've seen him do this on many occasions. I've witnessed him do it. I know what Kell used to go through to make 147. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying Kell Brook's going to knock out Gennady Golovkin. I'm not saying he's going to beat Gennady Golovkin. What I'm saying is he'll be a different fighter up at 11 stone. My trainer, Dave Caldwell, used to train him and used to say, Kell Brook at 11 stone is probably the best thing I've ever seen in boxing. and he included everything anyone he's ever seen in boxing. He said Kell Brook at 11 stone is the most devastating thing he's seen. Power, when he hit pads, when he sparred, when he done anything, no one could touch him when he was 11 stone. Dave used to say to me, anything under 11 stone, he'd look drained, and he'd look slower, and he'd look a tad bit off. Now, take that into consideration. He's been fighting his whole career drained at 147. I think he'd be brilliant at 154. I wouldn't like to see him come in much heavier than 154. And I just think it's a really good fight. I'm not going to sit here and tell you lies. I think Kell Brook's going to knock out Gennady Golovkin. That's bullshit, and I've got no right to say that, because there's no real. What's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? There's no substance behind me saying that. There's nothing to say it for. But what I will say is Kell Brook will be Gennady Golovkin's one of his biggest tests. It will be a hard fight for him. It will not be easy. Now, Gennady Golovkin's fought bigger punches in Curtis Stevens, in David Lemieux. He's fought tough men in Martin Murray, Matthew Macklin. But what he hasn't come across yet is a fighter with the finesse, the timing, the speed. And Kell Brook does have one-punch power. I'm not saying he's going to hit Triple G for the last time. I'm not saying he's going to knock him out. But what I'm saying is he hasn't come across a fighter with that kind of finesse, that kind of speed, that kind of movement. And you can't prepare for a fighter like Kell Brook, that angle movement or that kind of things that he does. You can't prepare for that. He's unique. And Gennady Golovkin, if he thinks for 1 minute this fight's going to be easy, he's going to be in for a shock. I really think Kell Brook is going to put on a brilliant display. I can't say how I think the fight's going to go, because I don't know if Gennady Golovkin goes out on a damage mission, then it's going to be hard to keep him off, and it's all about the first 4 rounds. If Kell can get his respect early, nail him with something big in the first 4 rounds, then Gennady Golovkin might try and turn it into a boxing match. Because listen, Gennady Golovkin does everything amazing. His footwork's absolutely outstanding. His movement is outstanding. His punch variety is exceptional. He's a brilliant boxer. But his one weakness for me is his defence. I think that's the only weakness he shows. He doesn't really have much regard for defence, and his head movement is basically 0. But he's being allowed to do that because he's so powerful, and that's why he's got away with it this far. I just think Kell Brook will pose him things that he hasn't seen before. He's seen them as an amateur, because let me tell you, mate, he's seen absolutely everything as an amateur, 300 plus amateur fights. He's seen it all. But ultimately, I don't care what you want to say, amateur and professional boxing are two totally different things. He hasn't come across it as a professional yet. And like I say, it'll be great to watch. I do think Kell Brook will shock a lot of people. I'm not, like I say once again, I'm not going to harp on, I'm not going to sit here and say Kell Brook is going to beat Gennady Golovkin, because I can't. I have no substance behind saying that. But what I will say is, what I do really 100% believe is, Gennady Golovkin is in for a hard fight on September the 10th at the O2. He's going to have a lot of fans cheering for Kell Brook. He's going into the other guy's backyard. This is not a gimme. This is a harder fight than the Chris Eubank Jr. fight, I will say that much.
What have you made about the whole Eubank Jr. situation?
I have no real comments about it. I mean, I don't think the old man's a nice person. I've come across him and met him personally myself. I don't think he's a nice guy. Simple as that. I don't really know the son. I haven't really took much time to look at him or see him. I think the kid can definitely fight. I think the kid can fight.
But when you hear stuff about why...
I just don't like it.
Why the Golovkin-Eubank fight didn't happen?
Well, obviously, isn't he? It's a joke, the demands he's making. I think, the things he's saying, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. If anything, you've just lost your son an awful lot of money. An awful lot of money. Because of your ego, not even his, because of your ego. And it's sad, you see Adam Boud in and out. Adam Boud, you can say what you want about Adam Boud as a person or whatever he is. I mean, I don't know Adam that well. I know of him. I've met him quite a few times. But one thing you can say about Adam Boud is he's a brilliant coach. And you're worse off without him. That's what I will say. Adam Boud is a fantastic coach. A really, really good coach and knowledgeable on the sport. like I said, I can't comment that much on him as a person because I don't really know him. And when we do sit down and speak, not many words get spoke between us, but as a coach, mate, I respect him highly as a coach. He's one of the best coaches in the world. So not having him on board says an awful lot for me, and that he wasn't there very long when he was there. And Chris Eubank Jr. will understand that he's a brilliant coach. He will know what he's learned from him, and he will know that he's missing him, because you need a great coach. Ronnie Davies is an amazing coach, but Father Time waits for no one, and you need up-to-date ways. I've got so much respect for Ronnie Davies. I've got an awful lot of respect for Chris Eubank Snr as a fighter, and he's an amazing fighter. But the thing is that he's got to remember, he's not fighting anymore. He isn't the draw no more. All this walking the ring with your son and all this in the corner, strutting your stuff, looking around. Let your son have his moments. Let him be the focal point. Let him be the centre of attention. You had your time. Let your son now have his time. Nigel Benn, the dad, I speak to him now and again. I've always idolised Nigel Benn Senior, but he just listened to what he's saying. It's my son's time, it's not mine. It's great to share them on when your son's won. Of course, he's over the moon, he's so happy, but it's his son's moment and he understands that. You know, that's the way it is, that's life. And it's like, for me personally anyway, from my point of view, it's like his father can't let go and just let his son have his time, because that's all it's about. He's not fighting anymore.
So you was never awkward to deal with in negotiations. I don't believe I've ever heard it.
I'm not going to make out I'm any stinking bad at it. I'm forever fucking moan. It doesn't matter what Eddie puts on the table, I'll always have a little moan. But ultimately, I wouldn't say I'm hard to deal with, but I'll have a moan. If I don't feel something's right, I'll open my mouth and say it. And see, the relationship me and Eddie have, I've always said this, I haven't got no contract with Eddie. I don't need to. I shake his hand and he's my mate, and that's it, we get on with it. And even saying that, oh, he's my mate, he's this, I'm under no illusion. We're friends. What's going down, mate? I'll catch up with you now, mate, once I've done this. Boss to see you. I'm under no illusion of why we're mates. I offer a service. He provides a service also. That's why we're mates. If we didn't do what we're doing, it's not like we're mates, we're in different ends of the country, but we get on great. I think he's sound. And if I have a problem with anything in negotiations, the thing is, I phone him and I say, you know what, I don't think this is enough, or I don't think I'm getting this right, and he'll go, Tone, it makes this, it makes that, I need this and I need that, and you get this and you get that. It's pretty straightforward, and it's pretty, and he's, one thing I'll say about him is, he's honest. He's honest as they come. He will show you everything that's coming in, and he'll show you everything that's going out. And numbers, men and women lie. Men tell lies all the time, but numbers don't lie. It is what it is. And to be put in the position he's been in, obviously by the Eubank Snr, it is just, it's ridiculous. I feel sorry for the son, to be totally honest. I think, you know, the dad's a fine piece of work, mate. He goes on, he's this honourable gentleman, English or whatever he calls himself. He goes on, he's not that. He's not that at all. He's not an honourable man. Honourable man don't do the things that he does. Simple as that. Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Must have went on for a bit, that cruise, and I've got to go.
That's all right. Yeah.
How long have we done?
23.5 minutes.
Sound.
Right,
One thing I forgot to say is thank you for all the people who stood by me, stuck behind me before that fight, the last fight. It was amazing. I can't thank Eddie enough. Come through for me. You know, he really did come through for me. Thank you. I've just, you know, I'm very lucky and honoured. I'm blessed to be in the position I'm in right now. And I'm just, thank you for the people who stood by me. I can't thank you enough. That's all I can possibly say. And for the people who tell me I'm shit, and for the people who tell me that I was domestic level, for the people who said I'd never win a world title, I done it. That's the only thing I have to say. Just look at one and even two, look at them. I won it against all the odds. Just thank you for the people who stood by me through thick and thin. I don't really get a chance to say what I really feel and think, so just thank you.
Tony Bellew, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you.
We will. Announcement soon. Within the next fortnight.
Really?
Yeah.